Hey, fellow targeted individuals, I just want to bring up some information about what some of these groups are doing to us. I've just recently found out that my firewall has been shutting down constantly when I log into my computer. So basically I have no firewall that's running, so I was getting a little frustrated with that, and I couldn't control it because it was controlled by policy by my company. Right now I'm currently on disability because of my accident, but I don't know if you guys saw my last video where I was driving home from DC and we were sprayed by chemicals from these tractor trailer trucks or semi trucks. I've been having all kinds of problems, difficulty breathing and coughing, and ever since I inhaled these chemicals from those trucks, and that actually happened in New Jersey on the way back to New York. So on the way back to New York, they sprayed us with these chemicals. It was unbelievable. The video doesn't even show half of the video. It doesn't really show very well that there's fine little nanoparticulates or fine mist. It was like a very fine mist on the freeway. It was very weird the way they were driving in formation, and they had the hazard lights on when they were spraying. But anyway, when we inhaled that stuff, I was coughing, and I had to actually open up the windows to breathe normally. So what I just realized now is when I installed this Fort Knox program, which is basically a personal firewall, I'm getting all kinds of pop-up messages coming up, asking me for, like, example up here, you can see Fort Knox firewall, personal firewall, ping sender.exe is trying to communicate to a specified address here. And then if you go down further, it gives you more of the connection details, and you can see here the remote host is 54.68.191.13:443, and that's 443 means it's a secure HTTP connection, and this is a direct connection that this wants to connect to a server outside of my network. So what I did is basically I went to the remote host, and I went to Whois database here, and I just typed in the IP address, which is 54.58.191.13, and press enter. When I press enter, I get this address coming back here, the net range, and you can see here down here the net name is MERCK2. And it's a direct IP assignment to Merck and Company, MERCK, which is Merck Pharmaceuticals. So Merck Pharmaceuticals has some kind of interest in me connecting to my computer and trying to find out. I can only think, why would Merck Pharmaceuticals be interested in me? Well, let's look up Merck Pharmaceuticals. So I'll go to the web page, and you see here. The first thing that comes up, they've got some. This is their home page here, but if you go further down on their home page, they actually have some stuff here. Well, hold on, let me refresh this from the beginning so you can see. And they basically go about the 5 truths about lung cancer, and then hit learn more. So basically, what they're doing here is they're making some kind of medicine or some kind of drug that helps people with lung cancer. So they're doing clinical trials on people, non-consensual as well, and these are basically, there's more here about, let me just see here, there's some information here but they were talking about doing clinical trials. So but they're creating some kind of lung cancer medicine, and my lungs are still bothering me from that day that we drove from New Jersey all the way to New York. And let me just see here, I think it's under research. They've got a section here about clinical trials that they're doing. Now, obviously, with me, they're doing non-consensual, human testing with me. Preclinical development. So they're doing non-consensual testing with me. Let me just see if I can find it again. They were doing candidate discovery. Here we go. See, look at this. Look at this. They got a whole page for this, candidate discovery. new treatments, vaccinations, understand the inner workings of a disease. So what they're doing with me is they are doing non-consensual human testing on me, and they're doing this with the technology. It's remote drug administration, so they can do this with nanotechnology. They can basically hit me in my own room, my own bed or my own house. Usually when I'm sleeping, they do this, and it's using nanoparticulates that they're shooting into my room. This technology exists because it's nanotechnology. It goes through walls. This stuff. These are nanoparticulate particles that they're shooting in, and I'm inhaling this stuff, or they're either drugging me, at home. Somebody's giving me these drugs, and then I have these symptoms. Clinical development. Let's see what's here. Yeah, here, clinical trial process. So, clinical trial research study in human. So basically, this is what they're doing. They're doing clinical development on me, testing to see if their drugs will work with me. Now, I know this is MERCK because I think I'm talking to some perps. I was talking to some perps recently. I had a conversation with this woman, and basically what she was just talking about, she said she was unemployed, and she basically lied to me, and I found out that she was working for a pharmaceutical company. So I'm almost 100% certain that this is Merck Pharmaceuticals that's actually doing these clinical trials on me. It's not only Merck Pharmaceuticals. I've had other companies as well. They've done all kinds of stuff. They were playing with my sugar. They were increasing my sugar, lowering my sugar rates. They're basically doing non-consensual human testing on me in my own home. That's how sophisticated this is. In my own house, and they're doing this. It's all done through advanced technology because I got, like I said, I have a wireless body sensor in me, so they can get all the information remotely. And that's probably one of the reasons why they're stopping in front of my house and looking at with computers constantly or laptops and measuring, getting clinical information on me. But I'm sure they can do this on the internet as well. So it's all done remotely. It's all done covertly. I can't prove it. I can't bring this to the courts. It's all circumstantial evidence, and this has a little bit. I have a little bit of hard proof here that this IP address. Why is Merck Pharmaceuticals trying to connect to my laptop? That's some proof right there. And then I'm researching about Merck Pharmaceuticals, and they're talking about clinical trials on lung testing and what other trials they're doing. It seems that they're making also diabetes drugs for diabetics as well. This is bullshit. You guys are doing non-consensual testing on me. If you want to do testing on me, at least make it consensual and pay me for this. They're not paying people for this. They're just doing non-consensual testing on people. Somebody's making money on the table here, not me. I'm the victim here as usual. Probably I'm not going to name names, but I know who's behind this. But and they're making a ton of money off of me. So these son of a bitches are making money off of me. And I'm here suffering. Now I got lung problems. I'm coughing my lungs out. It's not fun. So whatever this is, it's right in the center of my lung, and whatever I inhaled on that trip from Washington D.C. back to New York had something to do with this. And coincidentally, Merck Pharmaceuticals is in Rahway, New Jersey. So, and that was approximately where that happened, where we were in that vicinity of Rahway, New Jersey, when we were driving back to New York, when those two semi-trailers were in front of us spraying us with some kind of chemicals. So this is the kind of criminality that we're dealing with, this criminal cabal. This goes way above than the pharmaceutical industry, the military. This is all related to the military-industrial complex. They're doing non-consensual testing on people, and this is some proof that that Merck Pharmaceuticals has some kind of interest in me, and I believe that they are doing. What a coincidence, that they're doing lung cancer testing or whatever. 5 truths about lung cancer. It seems like they have some kind of some technologies that maybe cures lung cancer, or they're doing clinical testing, clinical trials on me, and I've noticed this, this has been going on for probably a couple more months than that. But this might be a different company now, so I can't prove a lot of it. But this is what it is. So these are some of the things that happen to targeted individuals. I don't know what the long-term effects of this is going to happen, but this isn't fun. It's I'm not. There's no consent on the testing. I don't consent to any of this testing, and I want it to stop. If you guys want to test me, then you're going to have to do it consensually. Okay? All right. That's it. I'm done.